Alright. Welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner Classics, Less Known Classics. This is episode number 2008 and Doubleshot number 1902. I have two DC trades, both featuring sexy ladies. One is the start of a run on a writer's run particular series. The other one is the end of a run. First up, we have Catwoman, Volume 1, Dangerous Liaisons. Though you should call this Volume 7 because it's still the same volume. Yes, this is collected from issues from Volume 5 of Catwoman, issues 39 to 44. For some reason, the first part of this book is a bit of a follow-up to Giovanni Valentine's run for the book, which, that's interesting, given the fact the run was basically about 5 years ago. 5-6 years ago. Yeah, so, Emiko, the woman who Catwoman shared a kiss in the previous volume of the series, which outed Catwoman as bisexual, and DC did nothing with that. Yeah, and apparently she also gets involved with Black Mass. She's a bit more of a cat thief now. Also, anything established before by Ran V and Julie Jones with Alleytown, Five Alley, they're gone. Completely gone. There's no mention of Alleytown in here. So Catwoman is like all over Gotham City now for reasons. I'm not really sure why. Maybe this is a fresh start for the character because we got a brand new writer. Also, as you can see, a brand new logo. Yes. Because here's the thing. When this volume started 4 years ago, yeah, give me this 4 years since this volume started, they kept the logo from the New 52 run for reasons. I don't know why, but they did. I would have thought that even after when they changed writers, I thought maybe they would have basically changed the logo, but they didn't. And now we have a brand new logo. Also, is it just me, or is that the artist basically here draws Catwoman look a lot like Michelle Pfeiffer? Yes. So, yeah, the whole thing about stealing stuff. And running into Black Mask again. This even funny thing happens in this book where Black Cat steals Black Mask's mask, which I found it to be quite funny. So he has to basically go wear one of his that creepy zipper mask that he wore during the All-Star Batman book. Yes, they brought that back in here, which I found to be so hilarious. Also, Harley Quinn is in these issues, which I'm like, wait, what's Harley Quinn doing Catwoman? She has her own book. Why is she appearing Catwoman for? As far as I can tell, the Harley Quinn book has not been canceled because they actually had a book released like not that long ago. So, as to why she's here, and she's like she's basically working with Catwoman, which is interesting. And then, like after they do the crime stuff, Miko kind of turns on her, kind of because she doesn't have accurate information. So, after with that, so they basically said they love each other, probably because they're good friends, and of course they sleep together. No, Catwoman and Harley Quinn do not have sex. My guess is because Tina Howard probably does not want to set people who are fans of the relationship of Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. People love their relationship, so they're probably just really close friends. And that they said they go do some roller derby, which is probably now the Jim and Palme Batman Comics run. They go do some roller derby, and then this is something quite strange though. At the end of issue 43, we see the debut of Red Claw in the DC Comic Universe. You're probably thinking, okay, Nick, who the heck is Red Claw? Red Claw appeared on 3 episodes of Batman the Animated Series, and you would not believe who voiced her. Kate Mulgrew, a.k.a. Captain Catherine Janeway from Star Trek Voyager, voiced her. Yes, for these 3 appearances. Yes, she is a terrorist. And I appreciate they actually kept her look from the TV show. Good job on the artist. Yeah, aside from like Tina Howard's the writer, but I love this interior. It's like so like almost like a movie poster. Okay, we have basically 2 artists on here. Mostly your main artist on here is Nico Leon, art by Bengal. The cover art is done by Jeff DeCall. Interesting. So they think Catwoman's involved with basically hitting stuff related to her, but turns out she really isn't. So the end of the book basically ends with Red Claw hopping in a car with Catwoman and Harley Quinn. And you're probably thinking, that seems so strange, to say the least. Now, here are some things that you could say. You could tell because by looking at it, this is definitely the correct Red Claw. Yeah, she got a white streak in her hair. She's got the Red Claw tattoo, right outfit. Like, everything about her is correct. And good job on the artist, basically, for doing that. I found this book to be pretty fun. Now, here's the thing I don't like, though. Apparently, there's one YouTuber who thinks that Tina Howard is not a good writer for DC. You read this book, and you're like, what are you talking about? It feels like a crime noir book just featuring Catwoman. But this book, I actually like it. I think it's actually pretty good. I give this book a 9.5 out of 10. All right, next up is actually the book that's actually the end of an era. We have the final trade that collects the original run of Wonder Woman by Greg Rucka. Yes, the original run that lasted for 4 years. This is the end of it. Excuse me. This collects issues 218 to 226 and Blackest Night Wonder Woman, the 3-issue miniseries. Now, I initially thought I had reviewed this trade before because I thought it concluded Greg Rucka's run, but turns out I did not review this one before. Nope, I haven't. Yeah, the thing with this book is we mostly deal with a lot with the stuff related to build up to Infinite Crisis, like deal with Wonder Woman's killing of Maxwell Lord, her being arrested but so supposed to be on trial, deal with Omax, and of course deal with the Cheetah. By the way, your artists for these issues are Cliff Richards, Nicola Scott, Rags Morales, Tom Durant, Georges Gently, Carl Kitzler, David Lopez, Eduardo Pasica, and Ron Randall. The cover art here is done by J.G. Jones. Yes. Now, here's the strange thing, though. When they included the issue where they featured the whole thing with Wonder Woman snapping the neck of Max Lord, for some strange reason, they included only just the Wonder Woman issue and not the issues from Superman for some reason. Because look at this. Sacrifice Part 4. And the previous issue had nothing to do with this at all. It's called The Calm. And so she shuts down the embassy that's been there since since Phil Jimenez was on the one. It was basically when he was the writer and artist of the book, he basically brought the embassy in. So Greg Rucka was not responsible. That was Phil Jimenez. And of course, she has a rematch with Cheetah, and that's the book. And then basically comes back to the book briefly 4 years later for a mini-series with Blackest Night. Would have her take on a zombified Max Lord, her return to Black Lantern. She turns back by the end of the miniseries. Yeah, and that's pretty much it here. It's a really good book. And surprisingly, Greg Rucka will come back once again to Wonder Woman 6 years later for DC Rebirth. I get this book a 9.5 out of 10. Final thoughts on Greg Rucka's run for Wonder Woman. It is actually a really good run. I love the fact DC did these new printing of the Greg Rucka trades, because I think originally these trades, this run was collecting about 4 trades. I think it was like 4. It was like a little bit more to this one. And the Blackest Night Wonder Woman, that was actually originally not collected in the main Wonder Woman trade. That was collected in one of the companion books for Wonder Woman. So, like in the case books like, I think it was like Gotham City Siren. Actually, see, these following books basically did include like the Blackest Night stuff. Like, well, you have this book, you have James Thomas's Starman, where include 81, which is a one-shot revival of the series, which he did write that one. But as for like miniseries and these buy books per se, the only time I've seen them do this was actually for Flash, for Jeff Johns' run, where they basically had his last known trade release, where it collected the Flash Rebirth miniseries, and it collected Blackest Night Flash. Yep. But Greg Rucka's run is really good. It is by far one of the best runs in the history of this book. It's not a terrible run per se. It's definitely a run that the DC apparently has a lot of respect for, even though that Greg Rucka left, I've heard, due to, I think of the rumor I heard, the reason why he left the book was because he had disagreements with DC, even though he did work on some other books at that point in time. I believe like not long after this, he would, I think like just a few years later, he would do Uh, if I remember correctly, I think he did Final Crisis Revelations, which focused on the Spectre, the Question, and Batwoman. He also worked on Ted Comics, but in the case of Wonder Woman per se, he went fully until 2016, which he had another really great run for the book. But this run is really good. I do recommend it. It is interesting, though, she had a crossover with Superman and Flash throughout this entire run. And, well, right afterwards, we had Alan Horn write the book, which, despite the first story being really good, it took a long to come out. And then we had two really bad writers of Wonder Woman, and then we had the awesomest that was Gail Simone, which I have reviewed already. So with this, basically, I reviewed as far back for this book, as far back as 2003 for Wonder Woman. I'm hoping to review more. Also with this, I have pretty much reviewed most of Volume 2. Yeah, most of Volume 2 is completed. Like, you're probably thinking, okay, what is else left to go for this book? Well, I got to review issues 137 to 193. And that's it. That's all I got to review for this volume. Yeah, and when I finish reading those issues, I'll basically be as far back as basically like the first volume for the series. Yep. But yeah, this will be pretty much it for Sigla View. I'll take a little bit of a break, and I'll go ahead and I'll do my 2 manga reviews, and I'll go ahead and start watching My Hero Academia. Okay, next video. Bye.